I've always liked, fire trucks and anything that involves fire. And I came up here one day, and Chief Cash told me that this would be the perfect place to start. And it gives you a good knowledge on how to act on the fire scene. Gives you um, it basically tells you everything you need to know whenever that truck pulls up on the scene of the house fire, and you know what to do. Everybody has their assignment, and it helps out a lot, on the fire scene.
This is our tactical board. We draw the structure. I assign the trucks different places, and as the guys come in, they're going to bring their tags. Bring me a tag, somebody, and I'm going to write assignments on here for whatever it is. Got pens and markers in here. And this is our accountability system. Will is being assigned to the staging area. I put him in staging. He'd be gone. Ben is in on the roof sector. And that's why it's important that you come to the command post, bring me the tag. If I'm not here, give it to the engine. I'll collect them from the driver. And that's why we do par checks. What is a par check? You're going to be operating as a team. So what's a par check?
Check to see if everybody's
Check to see if everybody's together. It's important for accountability. You never want to break up a team. Stay together. If Pudge is the officer and I assign him to 4 of you to go cut a hole in the roof for ventilation, then he's going to take that crew. I'm going to assign him to the roof sector of the building, and then he's going to keep up with his people. After y'all been involved in a couple minutes, 5 minutes, I'm going to call and ask for a par check from the officer on charge, and he's going to make sure he has everyone assigned to his team, and I keep up with it on this tactical board. So that's why it's important that you don't go to the fire and start fighting fire. You come to the command post and wait on assignments. Especially as juniors, you're never going to be assigned a task because, in the state of North Carolina with our OSHA laws, you can't do anything that's immediately dangerous to life or health. We call that an IDLH atmosphere. So I'll have other assignments for you.
The driver is operating a truck. We always have to have tools for force entry, RIT team. We need hand lights, pry bars, anything of that nature. It's a very minor job, but it's very important, especially to the engineer, to get all the stuff out where they're not coming back and forward, getting him while trying to get a piece of equipment. So these, Travis and Colby, they're going to demonstrate how you do it. Really, it's pretty self-explanatory, but you need to keep in mind, don't put it where you're going to be in the way of hose lines deploying, where it's going to be a trip hazard. Make sure you carry the equipment right, safely, no running, just like you're deploying the hose. You don't want to run with the equipment. Carry it the way it's supposed to be carried. Put it out far enough away, like I said, not too far away. No set order or anything like that. If a good idea, you can also get a spare roll of hose in case something would happen to the hose while they're advancing or while they're fighting fire. You can get your hose clamp and items like that. They just got a sample of stuff. You know you're going to need this stuff as the fire progresses. And you can continue doing that. That's something that juniors can do that they don't have to be told. You know what they're subject to need, and you can get it out and get it ready to go. And it don't have to be we just use a regular small tarp, inexpensive tarp for this purpose. when you get through, you're going to put everything back where it goes on the truck and make sure everything's full and functional. So y'all can put it back where you got it.
Number one you want to use for ventilation is when building construction doesn't allow natural ventilation. Because you can use natural ventilation anytime unless building construction won't allow it. If you're in a building that is a real large building, you can't use it. That's your first reason. And these are straight from the IFSTA book, these 4 reasons. Your second reason, if you got a large area and you want to relay smoke. Say we got smoke in the training room, but we ain't got no exit in that training room, no windows to bust that we can get smoke out of there. What we can do is we can relay smoke from the training room down the hall out into here if we had to with positive pressure fans. That's one thing about positive pressure fans you can do. You can move smoke from different places. Another reason, if you have a fire below ground. Anytime you have a fire below ground, you're going to have to use ventilation because wind don't go below the ground. You have no way of pushing air in there without using a positive pressure fan or out using forced ventilation. But when you do have a fire below ground, what's some fires below ground?
Basement fires.
Basement and cellar fires. That's your 2 things you're mostly going to use ventilation for. You're always going to use positive pressure ventilation in those situations. Your 4th reason is not a fire reason. Why would we not use it in a non-fire situation? In a non-fire situation, if we have a hazardous atmosphere. Anytime we have a hazardous atmosphere, say you well somewhere we got carbon monoxide in a house or natural gas in a house that's full. We don't have to have fire there to use these fans. What we can do, we turn that fan on, blow all them gases, all them bad hazardous materials out of the house, and make it habitable for us to enter. There's going to be hoses everywhere. I mean, you got to think about it. In any house fire, you're going to have 2 lines. You're going to have your attack line, your backup line. Both of those lines are going to be at the front door. They may not both be inside, but they're both going to be at the front door, so you need to make sure it's back far enough to where these guys can maneuver. You don't want to put this right on top of the hose or right beside it because, hey, they may need to advance farther into the house, so they may need to pull more hose. So you need to make sure you got it away from everything. Well, like I said, the big thing about it's a coordinated attack. You don't need to crank this until the incident commander or the people inside call for it because you will light the house up. You can light them up and burn them if you crank that too early and push that fire where they wasn't expecting it to be. Like I said, you off position, you'll click it one time, you'll hear it, you can kind of hear it click. You'll hear it, that's the on position it's ready to crank. Then you pull that choke back, and then once you pull the handle right here to crank it, cut your choke off and you can run it up. As we pull off the truck, y'all, this is going to be your fire door. This is going to be your front door of your house we're going in. So the accordion lay should be somewhere in this range at about 5 to 10 feet, at least 10 feet increments. So as you pull, it'll go straight in. But lay it out in the accordion layer right here. As far as charging the hose, when's our engineer going to charge the hose? Is he going to charge it on his own? Y'all know? When you tell him. Y'all all have radios on your trucks that you can one for everybody. You need to be in charge telling him, hey, I'm ready for water. Don't ever just let an engineer charge the hose. You may not be ready in that installation. What would you want to look back and do, Drew? You got a good accordion lay down here. It don't matter where you got, as long as you got some with you, sort of help with it.
All right, we're not going to go over the maintenance and check of a fire extinguisher. This is just basic operation, okay? Do you all know how many classes there are? A, B, C, D. A is combustible, B is flammable liquid, C is electrical, and D is combustible metal.
There's another one.
There's a new one now. There's a new one?
Yeah. Like Z or
K.
K, that's
K,
what it is.
okay. That's right.
Weird.
That's kitchen. But they're basically labeled like that. The general rule of thumb is if they're in a facility, they're pretty much gauged for whatever's in that facility. On the fire truck, you can have all different types, so it's important to look. Now, it's hard to imagine firemen using fire extinguishers because every fireman wants to go on the truck and grab the hose. But there are certain times with car fires, small trash can fires, small wood fires, you may be called to an illegal burning. You have to put it out instead of pulling all the hose off the truck. You take the water extinguisher or a dry chemical and just run out there, use it real quick, and you're done. You don't have to spend all night out there wrapping hose. Okay. The basic operation is the pass method. Pull, aim, squeeze, sweep. You pull the pin, you aim the nozzle, you squeeze the lever, and then you sweep. Now, the main thing to think about with that is when you sweep, you don't, if the fire's this wide, you don't want to sweep from this guy all the way over here to this guy. You're wasting valuable extinguishment right here, okay? You just want to sweep as wide as the base of the fire is, okay? This is our fire. You start far enough back where you feel safe. Always keep your back to an exit if you're inside, okay? Never walk around the fire or never put yourself in any kind of predicament where you can get trapped. You keep your back to the door. You start at a safe distance. Once you start feeling the heat or you're a little worried, that's when you squeeze, sweep, and you walk up to it until it's effectively putting the fire out. Does everybody understand that? All right, what does pass stand for? I can't hear you.
Full aim, sweep.
Very good. Who wants to go first? All right, Willard.
This is my dream. I love it. I've always wanted to do it, and I'm trying my best to get there. Never give up, never let people bring you down, and always try your best. And if you want it bad enough, you'll get through it.